El viento del cine hemos venido aquí a la Schaubühne de Berlín para asistir al estreno de Status Quo. Aprovechamos la ocasión para entrevistar a una de sus actrices, la maravillosa Jenny König. Good night, Jenny. It's a pleasure for us to meet tonight and with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yesterday was the premiere of Status Quo.
Mm-hmm.
What is a status quo for you?
In the play or in general?
In general.
In general, it means that every human being have the same experience in different life situations. And in the play, actually, it is that the men also feel what it means to get and to have to hear some sexistic commentary about the look of them, and so that's for me the status quo, that everybody have the same experience on the same level in the living. So yeah, and hopefully we can show that in the show.
Tell us about your different characters.
Yeah, I have to count. There is Antonia. It's really shy person, and she is so in love with Florian from one of the Florians. And then there is Ricarda, the third. I call her Ricarda. The actress. And then there is a colleague of Florian in Babsi, and she's like I don't know the English word for hyena. Mm-hmm. It's the dog with the teeth. And then there is Wiebke, also from the theater world, and she's really, everything is too much, and oh my God, I'm becoming ill, and she's annoyed from everything. And there is, I have them all, Wiebke, Babsi, Ricarda, Antonia. One is missing. Oh my God. One is missing. I have to think about it. And Maike. Maike from the Makler office. And she is really confident and likes herself a lot. And it's so much fun to play such different characters. And also there is the Nina, the really calm person, also in a theater world. And it's fun to play such different characters with such different voices and body movements and different situations where they in it. And it's fun because it isn't, sometimes it's nice to play something else than serious, to play it in a comedy way. And there are scenes, and for me Antonia is the serious one, but it's also fun to have a comedy scene right away in the next 3 seconds, and the other 5 minutes you are playing the oh my God, you want to leave me scene. And that's fun. That's for an actress or for an actor, it's like gold. It's cool to do it like this.
Yesterday was the premiere. How did you feel?
I was nervous. I have to admit, I don't like premieres because there's I would say a little bit an evil tension, because you are scared. What do the people think? Are they liking it? Are they laughing? Oh my God! And there's this tension, and for 2 hours, and the day before, because you're nervous, and then it's much more easier or much more relaxing to play the shows after the premiere. But it was really touching yesterday because the applause was so overwhelming, and I had a little bit tears in my eyes because when Maja, the writer of the play, comes out and the audience was like, whoa, and I was so touched because she felt really happy, and that was really nice yesterday. And the party after that and the talking with the audience was so lovely and so nice. So it was one of my nicest premieres, opening nights here.
How have been the process until the first rehearsal to yesterday with the opening night or today?
It was, in the beginning, it was a little bit complicated because we had to learn so much text. And so you had the feeling you always drive with the Handbremse, I don't know the English word for it, because the text was like, da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, it's me, I have to say something. So it was a slow process, and we tried different things because in the real beginning, we changed the roles completely so that we played men with the body and with the voices and costumes. And then it felt really odd because it's a theater setting, and when you look at it, it's like, okay, the women are playing men, and then it becomes a little creepy meta, so in the mind. And so we changed it, and we developed or discovered that it would be better to play women in these positions of power. So, and that was a process over weeks, and we tried the scenes one time, and then the next week we come back to the scene and add stuff, a little joke here, a little joke there. We were talking about gold digging, where is a joke. And then in the last week we cut a lot of text, also because we were, I think, 2.5 hours. And I think this was a great decision to cut it. And so the characters become more in the body and in the voice, and it was fun to feel the characters over the weeks of rehearsal. Yeah.
How is to work with Marius von Mayenburg, like director?
It was nice because I did much about nothing. And Märtyrer, another play from him, and also Piece of Plastic. And it was nice to try something that he didn't write as well. It's not that different, but it was cool because Maja and Marius are also friends with each other, and it was relaxed, and I had the feeling that he could step back a little because he didn't write the play, and it was fun. It was really nice, and he gave us such a good feeling and said stuff like this, yeah dude, and we developed the characters together. So I was coming up with something, and then Marius added like, oh yeah, do this, that would be great. And so it was really nice and friendly, and I always talk about living time, and it was a good living time also with the ensemble and with the team, and for the head and for the mind it was really sometimes complicated because the realities shifted, and so we come home and it was like, I know I'm a woman. So that was funny to see how deep in the society we still have the role models of the gender. So, and that was also an interesting process, or to look at stuff differently. So
usually work a lot with Thomas Ostermeyer in many productions. How was the first meet during the rehearsal of Measure for Measure? Which was your first collaboration together?
The first rehearsal or the first appointment with Thomas?
Well,
because he casted me, and it was funny because I played another play from Marius von Mayenburg at Mannheim, because I played in Mannheim for 2 years. It's called Freie Sicht. And at the opening night at the party, Marius was there, and I was like, I drank one glass of champagne, and I was like, oh my God, Marius, I always wanted to play at your house. And he said, yeah, you can send me your papers and then we will see. And then I heard from a friend, okay, they're casting somebody. And I sent my papers, and 2 hours later I got a call. Yeah, can you be here the day after tomorrow? And I was like, oh, okay. And then we were just 3 people, Thomas, Marius, and me. And it was nice. It was really familiar, and they worked with me, and it was really cozy. It wasn't like the casting and much tension and oh my God, the Schaubühne. No, it was really fun, and we worked on a character, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. That's actually a great idea. And then I came back for 2 other appointments, and I worked with Lars because I think he had to try if we are connecting with each other, and it was a lovely rehearsal because I loved Lars. I saw on DVD Hamlet and was like, oh my God, that's cool theater. I love it. I want to play there. And then I had the opportunity to play with Lars, and it went like, boom. And it was fun. It was really, really fun. Yeah.
Hamlet, Gertrude, and Ophelia.
Yeah, and now I'm playing
How
it.
did you feel, and how do you feel?
It was like, oh my God. But it was cool. It was because I had the opportunity. I think I saw the show 8 times because I think the beginning is one of the best beginning in the theaters with the song from Godspeed Your Black Emperor. And it was an honor. And it was also cool because I had the view from the outside, so I know how people are reacting and how things look from the outside. And so it was cool to see, okay, it's really good when you feel. So there's the other show, Hedda Gabler. They are playing it for 12 years, I guess. 12 years. No, 13 years. Amazing. And it was interesting because I had the thought, okay, it's really important to play Ophelia that loving, because then the audience is like, oh, fuck Hamlet, you can't do that to her. Really? You spit on her. And also to see how I never thought about Gertrude that lot, but it's a cool character. Mm-hmm. She Thomas always said it's like the character before Lady Macbeth, and so it was really great, and it's interesting, and it's fun to play it with the improvisation and stuff, and yeah.
And in the change of both roles to face the public.
Yeah, but it's always cool to play with the public, and it's like I like these moments. Also, I like it at Status Quo to have another wig and to be another character, and that's something in film you don't do because it's perfect, and you have another actor who does it, and that's cool, and that's the special moment in theater where you can enchant people So new character, new wig. Yeah, that's really cool, really cool.
Richard III.
Yeah.
New collaboration between you, Thomas, and Lars. How?
It was we had because it's such a great theater scene with a great impact, and all the people know how the scene should be played, and it's a big scene, but I couldn't. Also in the rehearsals, I couldn't describe the scene, but I had a feeling for the scene. And then we tried it. I think we were 5 people while the rehearsal, really quiet and private. And it was a great beginning. So, and we did it with improvisation and find a lot. But I also changed my opinion. While I don't know how long are we playing it, 4 years?
Yeah, 200.
And because with the hashtag Me Too and stuff like this, I changed my view of the scene, because I think it's a really heavy scene it's really sexistic and it's really hard, and I think it's heavy to play it and heavy to describe why the character is doing it. I think it's almost impossible, because it's like a man fantasy that the murderer, that Lady Anne fall in love with the murderer. And I think an interpretation is okay. It's like a tactic. It's calcul. It's because she want to take place in the crown fighting, but I think it isn't written that way. I think it's written as an erotic scene, and that's really heavy. So, and so sometimes it's like, okay, I have to play it again. But yeah, it's Shakespeare. It's Shakespeare, and it's. And I think it's also important to show the people that's Shakespeare, and he is sexistic. None of his plays are overcome the Bechdel test, and you have to see it as a child of his time, because people are always saying, no, he's feminism author, and I think so. No, not exactly. So yeah.
How do you manage to keep a role fresh after so many performances of Richard III or Hamlet?
Yeah. I always try to give me tasks, and to feel, okay, today my body is like this, and to look in the eyes of your partner to see, okay, there's another tone from him. Okay, I will use it, and I think this is fun also, because then it becomes fresh again and again. And then there is a task like, okay, your basic situation, for me, I change sometimes the basic situations, and I talk with my colleagues, and we are talking about, okay, maybe we should do it like this today. But I think it's really important, otherwise it's heavy to play 200 shows. It would become so boring. So, but I think the people and the audience are feeling it as well, that we always trying to do something else or new on the stage in this moment. I always dream about that I'm playing, for example, Hamlet, and then, no, I have to play Richard III. But it never happened. But yeah, it's sometimes it's to forget text, because it's that what you trained in the acting school, and oh my God, it's so bad to forget text. But when it happens, it isn't that bad, and is always nice for the audience if it not happens 20 times in the show. So hopefully this fear will also go away in a few years. So because it's nicer and better to play without fear. It's also much more fun, and I think the audience feel if there is fear or tension. It's better when you are having fun and be on the stage.
The Forbidden Zone.
Yeah.
Allowed you to work with an international director like Katie Mitchell. What memories do you keep of that experience?
It was interesting because I never worked with the camera before, and it's a really, really difficile work because it's like a clockwork or a dance where you have your hand has to be at the exact same spot every time because there is a spot on this hand and the camera will be there, and the cables have to manage around the stage, but it's nice because you don't have to overact stuff because it's enough to play it with your eyes. And it's interesting because I never worked with a woman before. Katie was the first one, and she's really comforts you as a woman, and I like it that she say, okay, we have to show a woman's story in theater. It's a heavy one. It was a heavy one, but I felt at home there because it's a really heavy story. It's a real story, and with all the suicides and stuff. But I felt home, and it was really cool to play such a big emotional state with Katie, and hopefully we will work again. So, and we also did Ophia's Zimmer, and it's interesting because it's also theater, because there's a lot of critic that why you do that with the cameras on theater. But I like it because you see the process of filming and how the actors get changed, and it's an interesting effect, I think.
What difference do you see and feel between Katie, Thomas, Marius, like director, and with you?
The directors, Marius is a really searches for the comedy. Also in the serious scenes, he searched for the laughing of people, because he says, okay, the world is so bad, I have to bring love in it. And Katie is for me the women director. Thomas, the Shakespeare director. He's Shakespeare. And they are all different, but really everybody of them are really precise. And that's cool. It's not like, I don't care. No, that's important. Everything is important.
What director would you like to work with?
A new one? I'm completely open. Honestly, I because sometimes I have the feeling when you're saying, okay, I want to work with that director or that director, you have expectations and you're not completely open, and then you are maybe sad that it didn't work out. And so I like it to work with new people and to discover new people and new styles of work. So
perfect.
They should come.
Please. Cinema, theater, or television? And why?
What I want to do? I like theater. I always want to play theater in my life because it's being there with the audience in the moment and with my partner. And what I like about the camera acting is that you can play it really tiny and to be really quiet and to go in another deeper area. And so that's also interesting, but I think I would miss, if I have to decide for something, I would always miss the other one. So.
Okay. Dream character, not yet interpret.
Sorry?
Dream character.
A dream. I always liked Jeanne d'Arc, but it changed. Yeah, I think I would like to play Jeanne d'Arc, but written by a woman. So.
Okay. Reference artist for you of any speciality?
I have to admit I like Nina Hoss.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I love her, and it's great to work with her because she's so nice, and she have such a great honor in herself, and I like her a lot, and it was cool to work with her and to see her. And I also like Tilda Swinton. Yeah, I like her. She's crazy. I like her. She's good. It's a cool type.
You were not be an actress. You had been.
Maybe a psychologist. How's the English word? Psychologist. Psychologist. Yeah. Not Scientologist. No. No. Yeah.
Future projects that you can tell us.
I think I can't tell you anything. It's not official. It's not official yet, but okay. There is something coming up, and
okay.
Yeah.
The next question is a special question because we have a game.
Yeah.
You can make the next question for the next interviewer.
Okay.
And in your case, Rebecca Sala,
yeah.
Spanish actress.
Yeah.
Cuéntanos en detalle alguna vez que lo hayas pasado realmente mal trabajando por alguna situación o algo que haya pasado y cómo se resolvió.
Okay. I felt really terrible because there was much about nothing. I had a little accident with my tooth nail. It went up like this, and it hurts a lot. And I was stressed, and we had to play the opening night. It was the first time when I screamed at somebody, and it had nothing to do with the colleague. So I felt really terrible, but because I felt like a little bit like a diva, and but I solved it, and I talked with the person. But I always remember this situation because I don't like actors who are thinking, okay, I'm an actor, and you have to do everything for me. And I never want to become somebody like this. So, and I needed one day because I felt awful. But then I went to the person and said, I'm sorry. And yeah, that felt good.
Okay.
Super. So
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You are wonderful actress.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, that sounds nice. Really nice.
Yeah. Oh my God.